So hairstyles. Your hairstyle is going to be something that someone notices right off the bat. And their first impression probably comes from somewhere around here. And the hair obviously takes up a big portion of your head. Since obviously you clicked onto this video, then that means that you do care about how your hair looks. Be either exploring new styles, maybe you're just looking to see what this video is about. I feel like it's very important to do with your appearance, whether it be for self-confidence or even tying your outfit together. And especially for Asian guys, I feel like there are a few things that you need to think about when you decide what type of hairstyle to go for. It's not just about, oh, this hairstyle looks cool and I want to recreate it, but does it really suit you? So let's start off with talking about Asian hair. Now, Asian hair in general is usually going to be thinner, finer, but that also means that it's going to be flatter and also actually harder to style as well. The main problem with this is you may over style your hair, meaning that you put too much product in your hair and it actually ends up looking oily and greasy. So if you look at my hair, for example, I have very thin, fine hair. If I don't put anything in it or if I don't blow dry it a certain way, the hair will just look flat and it'll kind of just drape down my head, kind of like a bowl, like a mushroom. But that also means that there are certain hairstyles that I would avoid versus some people who have thicker, more textured hair. And then the next thing, it's going to be face shape. Now, Asians in general, we have rounder face shapes and also facial features. When it comes to that, there is also some hairstyles that are going to look better for people like myself who have rounder features versus someone who has super chiseled jawlines and more prominent features. So that's probably the second most important thing that you need to think about when you're choosing your hairstyle. For example, if we're going for a buzz cut, if I got a buzz cut, I would probably just look like a monk. Whereas someone who has more prominent facial features, they would probably look better with a buzz cut than me. Let's start off with this hairstyle that I also use a lot myself. I usually like to go for hairstyles that are either middle parting or side part with shorter sides, but it is not a fade. So it does look a little bit more natural as the hair flows down from the top to the bottom. I typically like my hairstyles medium, like not super long. My fringe would probably usually be either at my eyes or a little bit lower than my eyes. Why I like this hairstyle as well is because it is quite easy to style, especially once you have permed it like he has in this picture. Makes your hair a little bit wavy, a little bit curly, and also it gives it a little bit texture as well. Keep getting a perm every, I'd say like 3 to 4 months maybe. At least from my experience, that's how long it's lasted for me. I'm not a person that likes to use a lot of product in my hair because I feel like it weighs my hair down. So with a perm, since it already gives you naturally more texture, you could even use like salt sprays and stuff like that to puff up the hair a little bit when you're blow drying it. And it already looks pretty good. Because it's permed and it has kind of like this curly, wavy texture, you don't have to put in as much effort versus styling it when it's like completely straight. Now for the second hairstyle, we have a shorter style that I feel like I couldn't rock this, but I think it looks pretty great. Especially for people, like I said before, with more like prominent bone structure or like a blockier head shape. I think that this style probably fits that type of face shape or head shape a little bit more. On top of that, this hair I think requires a certain type of texture to it. You would probably have to have hair that's a little bit thicker for you to be able to keep this hairstyle going throughout the day. Naturally, that type of hair is going to come up slightly already, so you wouldn't have to try too hard or put like way too much product in your hair to actually keep it up. It's pretty sleek, especially when you're like wearing all black like this guy is with a turtleneck in the picture. This guy has colored his hair gray, which is very cool color, just very hard to maintain. If you've never dyed your hair before, you should definitely give it a go. But dyeing it gray, it does require a lot of maintenance, and the hair color, because you know, as Asians, our hair color naturally is very dark, so you do have to bleach it quite a bit to get into this gray color, and then it changes color very quickly. For example, I have done gray before. Honestly, probably lasted only like 2-3 weeks before the hair color started changing to like a little bit more yellowy. Yeah, the gray didn't last, but when I had it, it was really cool. I have actually done a blonde hair color and I kept it for a while. I think I had it for like maybe like a year and a half, and I had to probably consistently go every 3 months, 4 months maybe, to go get it dyed. And it did hurt my head a lot, but it did look really cool. Yeah, it's pretty bad for your hair as well to keep it that color, but definitely had a lot of fun with that. And also I had a longer hairstyle, more like medium long type of length, and I would say that I definitely liked the medium longer length more than I did the shorter style. I'm about to show you the definition of New Zealand nature. Have a look. Is that not like the best view you've seen? Oh, what? Right, on to the next one. Like I mentioned before, I like long hairstyles, and hair is one that I am quite a big fan of. Pretty sure he's permed this slightly as well. Not as curly as that first one, but it is quite wavy. If you've never tried a long hairstyle before, it is quite fun. You can run your hand through your hair all the time to like brush it back. It does take a long while to grow out, though. I would say maybe like 5 to 6 months to grow this, maybe even longer. And then you would do some maintenance trims in between, just so that it doesn't look like a bush. Gives it a little bit more like texture and layer as well when you do that. So I have had a hairstyle that's like similar length to this, and I did perm it as well. It was quite curlier, a lot curlier than what he has it here, I'd say. And it's slightly longer than this as well, but I definitely liked it during winter. I might avoid this during the warmer months and warmer weather, just because the hair at the back, it does curl around the neck, so it kind of acts like a neck warmer. This hairstyle, I actually think that it is slightly harder to manage, because it could look like just a lump of hair if you don't style it properly, get it cut into layers. But if you want to look like those 2000s Chinese drama idols, you just have to have a lot of patience when it comes to this hairstyle, especially when you're growing it out, because it's going to look pretty bad in between and you're in it for a long while. And for this next one, we have a shorter style, a slick back type of style with fades. Definitely fits that sharper jawline, higher nose bridge. It looks super sleek from the side, and I think this one doesn't really go out of style. I think it looks great with all black fits. It is great for places that have warmer weather, because the hairstyle is relatively light and you're able to slick it back away from your face and your forehead. If it is a thinner hair texture, and I've had this hairstyle before, it does require a little bit more product again to slick it back and keep it in that position the whole day. But otherwise, you're just gonna have to keep running your hand through your hair to keep it in that position. It's not the same length throughout, so it should be a little bit easier to style. Isn't actually that long. It's just that it wraps around here, and this part is actually a little bit shorter. But really, I think all of these hairstyles look great. It fits different face shapes and different hair textures. I think that that is probably the main difference when you look at different hairstyles and which ones that you want to go for. Those are the two biggest ones that you need to think about when you're choosing. It can come out looking very different on different people. A hairstyle is definitely going to change your vibe, change your style. It's going to fit and complement different outfits. Please comment down below if you actually do have one of these hairstyles, or which one that you like the most. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.